Am I the asshole for asking my partner stop telling me to lower your volume? Sometimes when I get excited about a topic, I naturally start speaking louder than usual. Not shouting, just louder than normal conversation level. The thing is, I don't realize I'm doing it in the moment. When this happens, my partner will often interrupt me mid-sentence to ask me to lower my volume. I don't think they mean it in a rude way, and I understand that they probably just want the conversation to stay at a comfortable volume. That's fair, but every time it happens, I feel demoralized and a little self-conscious. I lose my enthusiasm and no longer feel like talking about the thing I was excited about. Even if they don't mean it harshly, it still feels dismissive and discouraging. I've tried to explain how it makes me feel, but they still keep interrupting me. Am I the asshole for wanting them to stop interrupting me like that? Or do I just need to accept that I should keep my volume in check? Even if it's hard because I don't always realize when I'm doing it. I get it, you're happy to be speaking to someone who cares about something you care about. However, speaking to someone whose partner is the same as you in this situation, it's very hard to be sad trying to engage with someone when they are essentially shouting in your face. To you it might not seem like you're shouting, but trust me, from their side of it you really are. And the natural human reaction to being shouted at is negative. I'll give it a no assholes here because you don't mean it, but if you are stubborn it'll push you into the asshole territory. It warms my heart that my only ever awarded comment is about my partner. Soft, you are the asshole. You aren't the asshole for getting excited and talking louder, you're the asshole for how you are reacting. My sister is like this, I can be too to some degree, but my sister is extreme. I have just accepted that it is how she is, and that I just had to tell her to lower her volume. I do, we giggle, and then she continues talking about whatever we were talking about. I get that it can be awkward the first time it happens, but if it happens repeatedly you either have to really work on it. Or just accept that your partner will tell you to lower your volume from time to time, giggle at it and then continue the conversation. You are the asshole, or do I just need to accept that I should keep my volume in check? You know this is an issue already but aren't trying to self-regulate and now you're getting mad when people point it out. If you took the initiative to keep your volume in check you wouldn't get interrupted. You are the asshole. You're shouting when you should be talking. As someone with many dear ADHD friends and an ADHD son, I feel on the receiving end of this regularly and it's totally overwhelming. It feels like an assault on the senses, and occasionally makes me feel the urge to run away. Stop being so loud, but also maybe suggest a phrase or signal to your partner that you would find more palatable for when they're struggling with your volume. You are the asshole. I'm often on the other side of this. Especially if we're in the public. The other person is completely unaware of how they are breaking social etiquette and it's embarrassing and inconsiderate. If you're not able to regulate yourself then it's fair for your partner to tell you when you're too loud. It's hard because I don't realize I'm doing it, is not a valid excuse for an adult to be inconsiderate of the space they're taking up. You are the asshole. You being embarrassed when someone asks you to stop an asocial behavior is your problem. You haven't tried to change your behavior at all, you just pout when asked to. Grow up, and lower your volume. Am I the asshole for telling my friend I won't drive her to work anymore after she kept making us late? I, 25F, have been giving my friend, Lena, 27F, a ride to work for the past 3 months. We live a few blocks apart, work at the same place, different departments, and start at the same time, so it made sense at first. At the beginning, everything was fine. But over the past month, she started running late, like really late. I text her when I leave my house, and sometimes I end up sitting outside for 10-15 minutes waiting. A few times she's even asked me to swing by a coffee shop or drop her off at a different entrance, which adds time. We've both gotten written up for being late twice now. I finally told her this week that I can't keep driving her if she's not ready on time. I said I like her and I don't want to fall out over something small, but I need to look out for myself and my job. She got really quiet and said she didn't think it was that big a deal, and that I was being kind of cold over something that was supposed to be a favor. Now she's barely talking to me at work, and a mutual friend told me she feels ditched. I didn't mean to hurt her, but I feel like I was doing her a favor and she started treating it like a service. I'm not her Uber driver. So, am I the asshole for cutting off the ride after she kept making me late? Not the asshole. Tell her you're leaving at a certain time and if she's not in the car, send a quick text telling her you left. And go. Don't give her 1 minute to see if she's coming. Don't fall for the turn on the porch light, so wait because I'm almost there trick. She's a funny one to be upset with you for not wanting to be fired. Sounds like she doesn't need her job, so she really should have no issues with you protecting yours by leaving her in time to get there on time. Just reading your header was easy for me to say not the asshole. Anyone who take your courtesy as granted does not deserve any consideration. So, she won't talk to you? Let her mope and you can return favor by ignoring, gassing her as though she does not exist. Let her seek out another sucker to leech kindness. Yeah, a favor to her. Not from her. And you're getting written up over it, so it does matter. Not the asshole. I doubt she's hurt. Just salty that her free ride is gone. I don't get this. You're cold over a favor thing. You retracted the favor when it started to negatively impact your means of making money. So, yeah, she got along fine before you. She can figure it out without you. Sorry for her lot, but she had a really good thing going and she chose to abuse the favor you were doing. She's irresponsible. Stop allowing her to negatively affect your life. Stop giving her rides, and who gives a K if she gives you the cold shoulder? Good. Let her go sponge off the next person. Oof, 1000% not the asshole. It's Lena's world and we're all just living in it, is what it sounds like. If you still want to drive her, tell her the time you'll be there and she needs to be outside waiting for you before that. Not you calling her to get out or anything. And when that time passes you're gone. But she sounds like she's one to start drama and play the victim for anything, so it's probably best if she finds alternative ways to get to work. That way you won't have to deal with any stories she'll come up with to make you look bad. I am willing to bet she doesn't even contribute to gas money? Buys you a coffee every day as a thanks? No? Right. It's a favor to her, not to you. Not the asshole. What's the policy for tardiness? Is she going to pay your bills since she's the reason you may lose your job? Know your job security comes first and she can figure it out. Am I the asshole for posting screenshots of my SIL's texts online and making her look bad? I, 29F, and my wife, 28F, had our son 6 days ago. The pregnancy was complicated and they had TTTS, twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, which resulted in them coming early. They are currently in the neonatal unit and my wife and I practically live there so we can spend time with our boys. My brother and his wife got married 2 days ago. I didn't want to leave my sons or my wife, so I missed the wedding, though I sent them their gift from us and a text wishing them a fantastic day, and I thought nothing more of it. Yesterday I got a text from my new sister-in-law explaining that because my wife and I missed the wedding she'd need us to send her £140 for our plates of food. I asked her if she was joking and she told me that she got my wife couldn't go as she had to stay in the hospital, but that I wasn't the one who gave birth, so I could have went and saved 2 plates of food from going to waste. I told her she was being ridiculous and asked if my brother was aware she was asking his sister for money for food. She brushed that off and said weddings were expensive and she had to try and recoup her losses, and this should be between us, woman to woman. Between this and her thinking I should have gone anyway, I admit I lost my temper. I ended up taking screenshots of the conversation and posting it to Facebook. This shocked several people in the family and she must have gotten bombarded with messages as she told me to take it down, as I was making her look bad and people were taking it out of context and thinking she was some kind of villain. My brother called me and told me not to worry about the money, that it was stupid to expect us to pay for the plates, though asked me to take the post down and he'd handle it. He seemed kind of shocked by her even asking this. Did I go too far? My wife is mostly upset by our Sil's comment about how I wasn't the one to give birth, as if it makes me less of their mother. Maybe I should have handled it better, but I admit at the time I wasn't thinking very clearly. Edit. I thought I said in the post but I didn't. Sorry, running on very little sleep. I took down the post when my brother asked me to do so. Not the asshole. I'd take down the post as requested, though. It has served its purpose. Not the asshole, new Silfafo. Edit. For congratulations on the 2 of you growing your family. I hope you all get to go home together soon. Oh, my God. Your Sil true colors came out the second she got that ring, didn't it? What a witch. I bet she didn't even pay for the wedding. I am just gobsmacked. I wouldn't take a thing down. Let the family see who she really is. Congrats on the birth and for being such an upstanding husband and dad already. Your Sil is horrible. I hope someday she has a miserable pregnancy. It would be tacky to ask in normal circumstances, but asking the parent of preemie twins in the NICU is unhinged. Not the asshole. She just got married and could be riding the high of that, but instead she's pestering people worried sick about their newborns over money. But she chose to fuck around and now she's finding out. And emo, people deserve to know that sister-in-law is seemingly devoid of compassion, so they can avoid talking about sensitive subjects around her. Who knows what awful thing she'll say next? Sister-in-law is coming across as homophobic. Would she be okay for her husband to leave her in the hospital after a traumatic birth and with babies in the NICU to go to a party? Or is that different since you're not the father? Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for asking my friend's girlfriend how old she was when she made that ceramic? This happened a few days ago and I wanted to get some opinions. My friend, who I'll call Marcus's GF, Sarah, invited me and a couple more friends to dinner as a way of getting to know one another. Marcus had told us before that Sarah has been interested in ceramics since she was a kid and there were a lot of them displayed in her home. Now here I want to just say that I had no malicious intent when I asked this question, and I just wanted to show that I was interested in getting to know her, as she seemed like a genuinely nice person. So, I saw a little ceramic pot in the living room and asked her how old she was when she made that one, as I also participated in the ceramics club when I was a kid, and it reminded me of a similar one I made which I still keep in my house. When I asked the question, I could see on her face that she got upset, and she told me that she made it a couple of weeks ago. I immediately tried to explain myself, saying that I didn't mean it was bad or anything, and told her about my own little pot I made, but I could see that it wasn't really helping. Marcus gave me a look and then changed the subject, but I could sense that she was a bit more distant towards me throughout the day. After we left, Marcus called me to berate me while I tried to explain everything again. He is still angry with me for everything, and though I feel bad about my comment, I didn't mean anything bad by it. So what do you think? Am I the asshole? Soft YTA, only because of the way you phrased it. You could have asked, when did you make this? Asking her how old she was makes it seem like you thought it looked like a child's work. This is really more of a TIFU. Am I the asshole usually implies that either you are the asshole or someone else is the TA. You are the asshole. I appreciate that you had no ill intentions and simply didn't think it through. But you implied her pottery looked like the work of a child, and then doubled down by explaining that's exactly what you meant and saying you had produced something similar as a child. Of course Sarah was insulted. You could have saved face and told her that Marcus mentioned this had been an interest of hers since childhood, so you were just curious how far back her display pieces went. But instead, you said what you did. You owe Sarah an apology, regardless of good intentions. Unintentional but extremely poorly worded. Gotta go soft, you are the asshole. Best to apologize and say you had an idiot moment, but you were just genuinely trying to start a conversation on the ceramics. And that your friend mentioned she'd been doing ceramics since a kid, which is what put the age wording in your head. Not the asshole first of all, LMAO, but, when did you make this one, would have been more tactful, rolling on the floor laughing. But if she has childhood ceramics displayed around the home, there was no reason to assume this wasn't another one. You are the asshole, it's in how you've reacted. You've offended someone, inadvertently yes, but you still hurt her feelings. Instead of saying sorry, you doubled down, then tripled down when your mate called you on it. No tact, no empathy. Yeah, you didn't mean to cause offense, but you did. Edited for clarity. What you need to do is call your friend and apologize without mentioning your intent, and ask for that to be passed on too.